Have you ever noticed how people say one thing but their actions say something completely different? That's because human behavior is rarely logical on the surface. Most of what we do is driven by hidden psychological patterns we don't even realize are controlling us. Many decisions are made automatically without conscious thought. The brain loves shortcuts. These shortcuts help us survive but also cause misunderstandings. When you understand this, people start to make more sense. One strange truth about the human mind is that people remember how you made them feel more than what you actually said. You can forget exact words, but emotions leave a long-lasting imprint. That's why someone who made you feel respected stays in your memory longer than someone who was technically correct but emotionally cold. Emotion is the glue of memory. This is why tone matters more than facts. It's also why emotional moments stay vivid for years. Feelings shape perception. Another interesting fact is that silence makes many people uncomfortable. When there's a pause in conversation, most people rush to fill it, even if they have nothing important to say. Psychologically, silence feels like rejection or judgment to the brain. That's why people often overshare around someone who stays quiet. Silence gives others space to reveal themselves. It removes pressure from you and places it on them. This is why calm people often learn more. People also tend to value things more when they believe effort was involved. If something is too easy to get, the brain labels it as less important. This is why people chase validation, attention, or approval that feels difficult to obtain. The struggle itself increases perceived value, even if the reward isn't actually better. Effort creates emotional attachment. That's why people defend things they worked hard for. Difficulty makes meaning. Here's something subtle but powerful. Humans mirror the behavior of people they like. If someone copies your body language, your tone, or even your choice of words, it's often an unconscious sign of comfort or attraction. This is called mirroring, and it's one of the strongest indicators of connection. It happens naturally, not intentionally. You can't fake it easily. It's the brain saying, "I feel safe here." Another psychological fact is that the brain hates uncertainty. When people don't have clear answers, their minds create stories to fill the gap. This is why rumors spread so fast and why people assume the worst when communication is unclear. The brain would rather believe something negative than live in uncertainty. Clarity feels safe. Confusion feels threatening. This is why communication matters so much. People also judge themselves by their intentions but judge others by their actions. When we make mistakes, we say, "That's not who I am." But when others make the same mistake, we say, "That's who they are." This bias shapes relationships and causes many misunderstandings. It creates unfair conclusions. It damages trust. Awareness of this bias improves empathy. Have you noticed that people are more honest when they're tired? That's because mental fatigue lowers the brain's ability to filter thoughts. Late-night conversations often reveal truths people hide during the day. It's not magic. It's simply the brain running low on energy to maintain social masks. Guards drop. Real thoughts surface. This is why deep talks happen at night. Another interesting behavior is that people feel more connected when they share small secrets rather than big ones. Minor personal details build trust because they feel safe yet meaningful. Big secrets can actually create distance if shared too early. Trust grows in layers, not all at once. Rushing intimacy can backfire. Gradual openness feels natural. Timing matters. Humans also tend to confuse familiarity with truth. The more often we hear something, the more likely we are to believe it, even if it's false. Repetition creates comfort, and comfort tricks the brain into thinking something is reliable. This is why repeated opinions start to feel like facts. Familiar ideas feel safe. New ideas feel risky. The brain prefers comfort. Here's something that explains a lot about arguments. When people feel attacked, their brain shifts into defense mode. Logic shuts down and emotions take over. At that point, winning the argument becomes more important than understanding the truth. That's why calm conversations are more persuasive than aggressive ones. Safety opens the mind. Threat closes it. Tone controls outcomes. Another fascinating fact is that people underestimate how much others think about them. Most people are too busy thinking about themselves to analyze you deeply. This is called the spotlight effect. Realizing this can reduce anxiety and free you from the fear of constant judgment. People notice less than you think. Mistakes fade quickly. Everyone moves on. People also associate confidence with competence, even when it's not deserved. Someone who speaks clearly and calmly is often perceived as smarter or more capable, regardless of actual knowledge. The brain uses confidence as a shortcut when evaluating others. Calm delivery builds trust. Hesitation creates doubt. Confidence shapes perception. Have you ever wondered why compliments feel stronger when they're unexpected? That's because surprise amplifies emotional impact. A random, sincere compliment activates reward centers in the brain more than frequent praise. Rarity increases emotional value. It feels authentic. It feels earned. Timing matters more than quantity. Another psychological truth is that people resist change even when they know it's good for them. The brain prefers familiar pain over unfamiliar comfort. Predictability feels safer than uncertainty, which is why habits, good or bad, are hard to break. Change feels like danger. Stability feels like control. Growth requires discomfort. People also tend to open up more to strangers than to people they know. This happens because strangers feel emotionally safer. There's less fear of judgment, gossip, or long-term consequences. It's why people confess deep thoughts to someone they may never see again. Distance creates safety. Familiarity creates expectations. Freedom invites honesty. Here's something subtle. When people interrupt you often, it's usually not about excitement. It's about control. Interrupting is a way to dominate the conversation and steer attention. On the other hand, people who listen without interrupting are often perceived as more intelligent and trustworthy. Listening signals respect. Silence signals confidence. Control shapes interaction. Another fact is that smiling, even when forced, can actually improve mood. The brain receives feedback from facial muscles and interprets it as happiness. This doesn't mean fake happiness solves everything, but it shows how closely the body and mind are connected. Physical actions influence emotions. The body talks to the brain. Small actions matter. People also remember negative experiences more strongly than positive ones. This is called negativity bias. It evolved as a survival mechanism, but today it causes overthinking and emotional weight. One negative comment can outweigh 10 positive ones in the mind. The brain scans for danger. Pain feels urgent. Positivity feels optional. Have you noticed that people often seek validation for decisions they've already made? This is confirmation bias. Instead of looking for truth, the brain looks for agreement. We don't want new information, we want reassurance. Disagreement feels threatening. Agreement feels comforting. Ego protects beliefs. Another psychological pattern is that people are more influenced by stories than by facts. Statistics inform the brain, but stories move emotions. That's why personal experiences are more persuasive than data alone. Stories create connection. They feel real. Emotion drives belief. People also behave differently when they believe no one is watching. This is where character shows. External observation influences behavior more than morality alone. Accountability shapes actions. Privacy reveals truth. Consistency defines integrity. Finally, one of the most important psychological truths is that self-awareness changes behavior. The moment someone becomes aware of their patterns, those patterns lose some power. Awareness creates choice, and choice creates change. Reflection weakens habits. Understanding breaks cycles. Growth starts with awareness. Understanding these psychological facts doesn't make you manipulative, it makes you observant. When you understand human behavior, you stop taking everything personally. You listen better, respond smarter, and move through life with clarity instead of confusion. Knowledge reduces frustration. Awareness increases peace. Understanding creates power. If you enjoyed this video and want more content that breaks down the human mind in simple, powerful ways, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay connected. Your support helps the channel grow. More eye-opening insights are coming. Stay curious, stay aware.